Good afternoon, Jamaica families. This is Mrs. Heller, and happy Friday to you all. I wanted to get in here to touch base with many of you, as I know that with the information that's been presented recently in our reopening plan, many of you may have questions that might be looming with regard to the online option and clarification on virtual as well, and in person. So I wanted to maybe give you some additional details that might help in your planning and just helping you feel more comfortable in making decisions for you and your family, and knowing that we as a district and as a Jamaica community are doing everything we can to be ready for your students to come back, as well as be ready should the state decide not to bring us back as quickly as we plan to. We wanted to have options for all families and consider all families in their needs. So just some additional information is what I'm going to be sharing today to help answer any of those remaining questions that are popping up. So I wanted to let you know, if you haven't had an opportunity already, please head to the district website at lhusd.org. On that particular website, there is guidance to a reopening plan. If you haven't been able to look at the reopening plan yet, that is where I would direct you to go. It will describe all of the different options. We do have an online platform, which is LHUSD Online Academy. And that is online curriculum that if your family has chosen to stay home at this time, you do have access to an online curriculum that you can register for. There will be teachers within the district that will be supporting your students as they are on the online platform, but that is online curriculum. So it is, even though it is the same standards being taught at a similar pace, it is different, maybe resources. So that we will be trying to make sure that the instruction looks as close as it can. But that would be an online platform. We are hoping to start the online platform as soon as possible. That could be as early as the 3rd or as far at this particular moment as August 17th. So again, we will know probably coming into next week exactly when that start date will be. The start date was supposed to be August 3rd for the start of school. But as of right now, in-person instruction has been pushed by Governor Ducey until August 17th. So we are waiting on Governor Ducey's instruction as to whether or not that will still be the case for in-person instruction. And as a district, we will be letting you know for sure whether or not we will begin virtual instruction through the online platform or distance learning, either on August 3rd or whether your online instruction will start any later than that. For parents who are currently enrolled in Lake Havasu Unified School District, all you do have to do is follow the link on the LHUSD website to that online registration. If you are not currently enrolled in LHUSD, then you will need to call your school site, which is your home school, and register with the Lake Havasu Unified School District, and then you can opt for the registration for the online if that's what you are choosing to do. If for anybody who is coming in person, again, we are doing our best to make sure that we are physically distancing students and controlling what we can in a school environment at this point. Masks are welcomed, but they are not mandatory at this time, and there is further information within that reopening plan that describes exactly what to expect when you do come in person to school at this time. The only thing that will change is if Governor Ducey pushes out our order for school opening, and we are, again, just as you are, waiting on to see whether or not any of that changes. There are temporary logins on the Lake Havasu Unified School District website, so that you can take a look at what that online instruction looks like. If you go to log in, it will give you access to any grade level resources. It gives you some example plans to look at and some pacing, and kind of looks at the standards that are covered in that grade level so that you can see what those resources look like. If you have a student who chooses the online platform to begin with, but you decide to choose to return to the school site, for in-person instruction later. We are encouraging that you bring your students back at the quarter because that is easier for us grade-wise and to pace out the instruction. However, there may be exceptions that are made at certain times. It seems to be what works out for most families and for the pacing of the instruction in terms of a transition between in-person or online instruction. So more information will come back out at a future date about that. But that is some information that you might be interested in learning whether or not you could go online and then come back, or start in person and then go online, and either of those options are available. If we were to be pushed out for any reason, there is also the possibility of virtual learning taking place, which is, although it will look very different than our last quarter of school, many of the assignments that you would see would be posted through Google Classroom, as well as the teachers would be reaching out through a medium called Class Dojo. And Class Dojo would be for parent communication. And Google Classroom would be the platform where they could post assignments or videos or virtual support. Families that are in need of technology assistance, there will likely be an application process, or if you are already identified as having that kind of a need, you would just need to reach out to the school to let them know that you might need assistance for that. But that is if we were to need to support families through virtual instruction. As a reminder, for those people who are choosing online, again, there will be teachers available to check in with your students daily, weekly. There will be students monitoring progress. There will be students issuing assessments and monitoring data to make sure that the students are on track, and that we can make sure that the students are earning their grades for their quarters and making sure that they can move forward in their grade level. For any students who require additional support, such as special education or any type of therapy needs, any type of student that does go online or is in person will still have access to special education accommodations and modifications if they are eligible. If you require therapy, we will be issuing teletherapy for any families that cannot attend in-person therapy. Counselors are on campus now. We do have a full-time counselor as well as a full-time nurse on campus. And counselors will be available for students both to support teachers in some classroom lessons for social emotional support, as well as any individual counseling that might be needed, or potentially small group support as well, to have lessons for students on any social emotional topics that they might need to have to be supported. Counselors and myself as a principal will be reaching out to families who might be in need. And if you are a family who needs additional support, please do not hesitate to reach out to the school. We are there to help you, and we simply need you to reach out if you need some additional support, resources, or just some additional communication. We realize this is a hard time for every family, and this is a lot of transition to go through. So we want to make sure that we're aware of any challenges that you may be facing and try to work through them with you as a school. Taher, our food service system, is also working on ways to support families who are not attending at the school. Lunches and recesses will still be in place, although they might be modified for some time. However, those families who do not attend in person, the food services will be looking to support those families who are in need of assistance for breakfast and lunches, and there will be more information on that to follow. I will be forwarding some additional information as we move forward into the month of July via a printed newsletter, as well as my principal's newsletter as well. Again, as I get more information, I'm hoping to share it with you as families. And please know that we as a Jamaica team are here to support you. We miss you. We miss our students. And we look forward to seeing you as soon as we possibly can. We hope that you are all well. We hope you are all healthy. And just remember, Jamaica Crocs rock. We can't wait to see you on campus soon. Take care. God bless.